Hey y'all, it's your girl Lady T, and we are here at IMEG Studios 2 with the cast of Anacostia, the infamous Anacostia, the web series that's based in Washington, D.C. Hello guys, how are you?
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining me on the couch here at IMEG. I'm so happy to have you here. You guys have a lot of fans, so I want to start off by introducing the whole cast, if you don't mind. Can we start off with Miss Dia?
Hi everyone, I'm Tia Day and I play the character of Deanna Talbot Grayson.
Hi everyone, I'm Kareem Petaway and I play the character of Craig Creeko Grayson.
Hi, I'm Pasha Diallo. I play the character of Dominique Johnson.
And I'm Will Lash. I play the character of Scott Taylor.
I'm Shantae Bowser and I play the role of Selena Taylor.
Hey, I'm Tamika Chavis and I play Meonda Stevenson. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anthony Anderson. I play Sean Williams.
Hi, I'm Keena Hodges and I play the supermodel Nicole Davis.
Hi, I'm Marian Akpan and I play the part of Nancy Cook.
Hello, I'm Ravon Hutchinson and I play the part of Andre Marcel Davis.
Well guys, thank you so much. Like I said, it's so awesome to have you on my couch. I'm so excited. I know that Anacostia is a new web series that's based in Washington, D.C., which is my hometown. I'm going to first start off by talking to Mr. Anthony Anderson. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Tired, but happy.
I bet you are. For those of you who've been underneath a rock for probably the last few years, Mr. Anderson is the creator, director, and producer of Anacostia. Anthony, where did you come up with this wonderful, wonderful idea?
Thanks. Actually, it's a project that I was thinking about for a couple of years now.
Okay.
I just really didn't have enough time to really sit down and formulate it the way that I really wanted to and give the time to it. And this summer I said I really wanted to give the time to the project and put it out there for people to watch it and get a great group of actors together, since shows like The Wire sort of stopped and the actors in DC just didn't have work really.
Exactly.
And so I just decided to do something that was locally based, using the local talent that we have here, and it just turned out to be Anacostia.
Okay. Well, one of the things, like I said, I'm from the area, Washington, D.C., so I know a lot about Anacostia, and you kind of turned it around a little bit. You flipped the script a little bit. Can you tell us about this show and as far as, how you flipped it and it's Sex in the City? It's not, urban or hood or dealing with the ghetto or anything like that, quote unquote.
Yeah. I think one of the main problems that people have when you deal with with anything that's dealing with the inner city and African Americans in particular, when you have non-African American writers, they tend to go for what they know of a particular race or a particular experience, and when they're dealing with African Americans, they're dealing with what they feel as though is the status quo. And sometimes the status quo is they're living in the hood, or like they're really ghetto, or like they're just uneducated and stuff like that. And what I wanted to do was put a completely different spin on that, because I'm coming from Anacostia. I know fully well that there are people that get up every morning to go to work, have nice houses, give their kids great educations.
Exactly.
Some of the single mothers make sure that their kids are very well taken care of. And I wanted to put a spin on that to show people that, wait a minute, what you see on the news every day isn't exactly what we are all about.
A new twist to a familiar formula. Right. Exactly. Okay, well, I do want to sit and talk about the first episode. I did get a chance to see it. Thou Covet Neighbor? Covet Thou Neighbor. Yeah, excuse me. So the show first starts off with Mr. Maxwell Jones, who unfortunately was not able to join us today because he is doing another project.
Yes, he's in Paris.
Yes, Paris. Very. What made you start off with this character, this particular character? Can you explain his role?
The character Michael Stevenson is played by Walter Maxwell Jones. And in the first episode, what you see is Michael Stevenson sort of coming face to face with some of the result of his diabolicalness, and you don't see who does it. It starts off that way, and then the story backdates to 10 weeks previously.
It was
to that
really
moment.
dramatic. It
Yeah.
started off with the shooting, for those of you that
Yeah,
haven't
it starts
seen
off
it.
with a shooting and of Michael Stevenson, and what the audience gets to see, it's a whodunit type mystery type thing. So it's backdated 10 weeks, and you get to see from the 10 episodes leading up to that point who may have done that to him.
Well, he seems very infamous. His character was very controlling and abusive, and that brings me to Miss Tamika Chavis. How are you, darling?
I'm good.
And this is why I love her. What? Your character is definitely one of my favorite characters. I know you play Mia, and and you're married to Mr. Michael Stevenson. How did that work out?
Well, what do you mean?
Meaning, because I know your character is kind of, I know you're a very strong woman, because I know you, personally. So I know this is kind of new to you for your character to be kind of intimidated by, your husband and abused. He's very abusive.
Mhm.
How did you play that character? How did you get into the mind
That's a good
frame?
question. Sometimes you do have those relationships that you really don't know the person all that well, or rather you get into a relationship with them and they put their best foot forward and you don't see that other foot until you're well into that
Exactly.
relationship. Well, his other foot just happened to be after we got married. And it was ugly, but I love him so much. I believe in the marriage. I stay. Sort of.
Well, thank you for giving that synopsis. I appreciate it. Also, oh man, I have so much to talk about with you guys. The episode was wonderful. I want to actually speak to Miss Selena, who plays Selena. Let me see. Let me make sure I get this right. Please excuse me. Shantae, you play Selena Taylor, and Mr. Will, you play Scott Taylor. How's that working out? How you guys play your character very well? How is that working out for you?
I need a drink.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? One of the things I noticed about your character, she's very strong, very outgoing, real fun to be around, but I think her husband's a little concerned about her drinking and disappointed. Is that something that I'm reading into, or is that something that you guys are trying to portray to the fans of Anacostia?
You actually hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
She does have a drinking problem.
Does she? Okay.
It's all his fault.
It's your fault. So how do you deal with that? Your character.
It's difficult, because it's sort of, it's not really what I perceived our marriage to be, and I envision so much more, and the future is what's important to me, and our, building a family, and so yeah, I'm a little disappointed that things are not going as well as it was planned.
Well, you know what? You guys look really, good together. You're going to be my favorite couple. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I know I love you too. This model, but I love these two. I'm waiting to see how this plays out, because Selena seems like she has a lot of hidden secrets.
Yeah. And
a lot of secrets.
And that's probably the way it is. Like
and
to the
Scott.
outside, we are kind of the perfect couple. Like people,
And that's why I'm able, as a fan, I'm able to relate to, because I think you guys have a lot of hidden secrets. Knots Landing meets Sex in the City,
Something like that.
Yeah. I also, Creeko and Miss Grayson, right? Grayson. You guys are wow. I can't wait to see how your character turns out. Can you guys tell me a little more about the character?
Do you want to start?
Yes, I
Creeko, please.
Basically, my character, he's been in and out of jail. He's been out about 6 months at this point in Anacostia, and her and I have been married for about 3 years.
Okay.
At this point, Creeko is at a point that's like where he's not trying to go back to jail. He's not trying to go back and do all the things that he had been doing previously. He had been out of jail for robbery and for assault and that type of thing. So Miss Deanna over here is
I was going to say, how does Miss Deanna play into this? Does she set you straight?
She's constantly antagonizing him, trying to push him to the edge. And so he's trying to, he really loves her. And he takes care of her, and he wants to be close to her. But at the same time, she's pushing his buttons, and he's trying to do everything he can not to go back to that point and be that person that he was before. But she knows that. So she plays upon it and continuously, you know, comes at him all the time. So that's something that I have to
Miss
deal with.
Deanna, is this an easy role to play for you?
It
looked really easy.
Yes, it's very easy. I just need a dress for the summer ball. I don't know what he's talking about. No, but it's pretty easy. I try to study things and pretty much fall into whatever character I'm playing, because I want to do my best, and I really like to make sure that the director is loving me. But
And I'm sure he is. You do a great job.
we have a great cast, so that also makes a difference too when you're working with a group of people that you can have fun with, aside from just being on camera.
Exactly,
So, yeah, we have a
exactly.
great time. We have a great time.
Well, that takes me to Mr. Ramon, who's hiding back here behind me, and Miss Kina. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Now, your role.
I'm doing fine.
Right, like he's already married to you. He's married to you, Offset too, huh? Well, you guys, your relationship seems very loving, very supportive. You know, does it seem that way? Any secrets? Because I know that you're playing a former model who was in drug rehab, to my understanding.
Right.
How did that touch you? How did you play that character? You know, I kind of want to know about your characters.
Well, I've never dealt with drugs before.
You're right.
Yeah. I've been in love before it was a drug.
Yeah, that's the biggest drug. I'm sorry, that's the biggest drug.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as modeling, that's something I've been doing for years. So
Very beautiful girl, by the way, guys. I mean, very beautiful. You have to sit here beside her.
I'm lucky, man.
Yeah, look, he's still claiming her. Offset it, notice that.
calm down, baby. But I think our relationship is interesting, and it really will start to develop as the episodes kind of play out. You'll be able to see.
Yeah, because your episode, you had a nice steamy, the first episode, nice steamy love scene.
Yeah, we
You know, you guys look like you were really into that. I think Anthony wrote that pretty well, that part. I got a little hot and bothered. Yeah, I said it. Definitely. How did you feel having that scene with her?
I mean, it was cool. You know, it was strictly professional, everything.
Cousin by neighbor.
But
It was his first day.
Was it?
Yeah, my first day had to be in my drawers. That's something. But
Wow.
yeah, and it's funny because the way they edited it, I could have actually kept my pants on.
Right.
So I mean,
I just wanted
they
to
just.
see all of this.
I could just, but it was fun. Though. It was cool. And, yeah, that was just in case. I guess you know, leave room for some editing, but.
It wasn't much room for editing, sir.
But, you know, people been asking me like, you know, why is it every time I see you on here, you know, you getting down or something like that?
Anthony knew what he was doing when he cast you. Ladies, he knew what he was doing. And this beautiful young lady up here, how are you, darling? You're all quiet. Tell us about your character and your, you know, the role that you play. Because I don't think your character came up the first episode,
No,
not yet.
second episode.
So you got me guessing.
Second episode.
Oh, I don't like the guessing. Come on, spill the dirt. Tell me about your.
Well,
your
I'm Nancy Cook, and I am, let's just say, I'm there to cause a little trouble.
A little trouble, just a little bit of
Just
trouble.
a little trouble. In episode 2, I actually meet Scott Taylor. My truck breaks down, and he stops and helps me.
You know?
Oh.
Because I'm a good man like that.
Oh, fans, you hear that? We're getting some scoops. Hold up. We're getting a scoop. He helped. He helps. So Scott had secrets, huh?
Well, no, you know, he's just a helpful guy.
No,
not bad on guys.
Does he meet do you happen to meet Selena? You know, while he's fixing?
Oh, yes, I feed her.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
She eats my food.